So, you want to get better at English, right? But you want a real, practical way to do it. Well, you've come to the right place. We're going to break it all down step by step and turn what feels like this huge, scary goal into something you can actually do. Let's dive in. Okay, first things first, let's be real for a second. Does learning English sometimes feel, well, just huge? Like you're trying to drink from a fire hose? Yeah, if you're nodding along, you're definitely not alone. It's a massive language, and it's so easy to feel overwhelmed. But here's the thing. The key to making it all manageable is actually surprisingly simple. And this is it. Seriously, if you only remember one thing from our time together, let it be this. You have to forget about cramming for hours and hours once a week. The real magic, the secret sauce, happens with small, consistent efforts day in and day out. This single idea, it's going to be our North Star for everything else we talk about. All right, section 1. Before you even think about downloading an app or cracking open a textbook, we have to start right here with your why. You can think of this as the fuel in your tank. Why? Because without a really clear reason for learning, your motivation is going to be the first thing to vanish when things get a little tough. And trust me, they will. So I want you to take a second and really think about these questions. Why do you want to do this? Is it for a new job? A trip you've been dreaming about? Maybe to connect with family? And what do you actually need? Do you need to be a confident speaker, or is it more about reading technical stuff for work? You got to get specific. Because a vague goal like, I just want to be better at English, that has zero power. It's not going to get you out of bed. But a goal like this one. Now, this is a goal. I want to be able to order food confidently during my US trip in 3 months. See the difference? It's specific, you can measure it, and boom, it's got a deadline. That kind of clarity gives you a target to aim for every single day. And it just shows how a simple change in how you think can create some seriously powerful motivation.
Okay, so you've got your why. Now let's connect that to our big idea, consistency, by building the how right into your daily life. The goal here is to create a habit that actually sticks. Something sustainable, not just another stressful thing on your to-do list. And honestly, here's the best part. This doesn't mean you have to carve out hours and hours of your day. Just look at this. We're talking 15 to 20 focused minutes. That's it. That's all it takes. Doing that every single day is what builds incredible momentum. I mean, come on, anyone can find 15 minutes, right? Think about it this way. That 2-hour cram session you might do on a Sunday, yeah, it feels super productive in the moment, right? But your brain just doesn't work that way. It holds on to information way better with short, repeated exposure. So it's not about how long you study, it's about how often. That small daily practice, it wins every single time. So how do you actually make it stick? Well, there's this cool trick called habit stacking. You just pair English with something you already do every day. Maybe you listen to an English podcast while you're making your morning coffee, or you review 5 vocab words on your commute. See? These little actions, when you hook them onto things you already do, they build the habit almost effortlessly. And hey, keeping a tracker and seeing those check marks add up, so satisfying. All right, so we've got our motivation locked in, and we've got our daily habit ready to go. But what do you actually do in those 15-20 minutes? Well, we're going to focus on the 4 pillars of any language: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. Okay, speaking, the biggest mistake people make is waiting until they have a conversation partner. Don't wait. Start right now. Talk to yourself. I'm serious. Describe your room out loud. Narrate what you're cooking for dinner. It might feel a little weird at first, but it's building that muscle memory for fluency. And here's a real game changer. Record your voice. I know, nobody likes the sound of their own voice, but listening back is the absolute fastest way to catch your own pronunciation mistakes. Next up, listening. You'll want to start with stuff you actually find interesting, like shows or podcasts. And you have to try this technique called shadowing. It's so powerful. All you do is listen to a short phrase or sentence, hit pause, and then try to repeat it exactly as you just heard it, mimicking the rhythm, the tone, everything. It literally trains your mouth and your ears at the same time. Now for reading, here's a little challenge for you. Resist that urge to immediately look up every single new word you see. Just don't do it. Instead, try to guess the meaning from the rest of the sentence, from the context. This is such a critical skill because it's how native speakers learn, and it makes the whole reading process way faster and honestly a lot more fun. And don't forget to read out loud sometimes. It's an awesome way to connect the words on the page to the sounds you make. And finally, writing. Look, this does not mean you have to write a novel. Not at all. Just start with 3 sentences a day. That's it. Write about your day, your thoughts, a weird dream you had, anything. It's such a simple, low-pressure way to force your brain to actually use the new vocabulary and grammar that you're learning. Okay, now we're getting into the really smart stuff. It's not just about putting in the time, right? It's about making that time really, really count. So let's look at some hacks to make what you learn actually stick. And the big idea here is context. Your brain hates random lists of words. It just does. So learning the single word decision isn't very efficient. But learning the phrase to make a decision, now that teaches you the word and exactly how to use it in a real sentence. Same thing goes for grammar. Take a new rule and immediately use it in a sentence that's true for you. You'll remember it so much better. You have got to know about this one. It's one of the most powerful memory techniques on the planet: spaced repetition. Basically, apps like Anki or Quizlet use this system to show you a new word or phrase right at the moment you're about to forget it. It seriously feels like magic, but it's just pure brain science that's designed to move stuff from your short-term into your long-term memory. And you can also create your very own little immersion bubble. No plane ticket needed. These are some fun ways to just surround yourself with English. Changing your phone's language setting? So simple but so powerful. Or putting sticky notes on your refrigerator or your mirror. It creates these tiny, constant learning moments all day long. Okay, we've covered the what and the how. But honestly, a huge piece of the puzzle is your mindset. So let's talk about how to stay motivated when you're in it for the long game. This is so important. Please, do not underestimate the power of celebrating the small wins. Did you finally understand a line from a song you love? That's a huge win. Did you successfully order a coffee in English? You should totally celebrate that. And most of all, make it fun. If you love a TV show, watch it in English. If you like memes, find some funny English ones. Learning should never, ever feel like a punishment. Think of this as your personal quality control. Just once a month, take a moment to step back. Ask yourself, what's working? What's not? Maybe you realize you need way more speaking practice, or maybe you're doing too much reading. This simple little check-in makes sure that your 15 minutes a day are always being spent in the absolute best way possible. Let's just pause on this for a second because it's so true. I promise you, there are going to be days where you feel like you're going nowhere, like you're not making any progress at all. That is 100% normal. You have to be patient with yourself. Remember, the goal is steady improvement over time, not some kind of overnight perfection. And you know what? This brings us right back to where we started, to our why. English isn't just some boring subject you have to study. It's a key. It's a tool that unlocks a whole new world of friendships, new career opportunities, and totally new ways of seeing things. Thinking about it that way, it changes everything. So I'll leave you with this question. As you start or maybe continue your journey, I want you to always keep this in mind. Don't get bogged down in the grammar rules or the endless vocabulary lists. Focus on the doors. What incredible new doors will learning English open for you?